Yushan, towering above other peaks, exudes a sense of grandeur. Stately and awe-inspiring, this crown of mountains dominates the vista. Meanwhile, any number of life forms makes this unique habitat their home. One special group of animals seeks a secluded life amidst the fog-shrouded mountain forest. While many people have traveled here hoping to catch a glimpse of them, most return home disappointed. Elegant and majestic, this peaceful creature is crowned as Taiwan's king of birds, the Mikado pheasant. The male and female of many bird species have very different appearances. The Mikado pheasant is one such example. Early in the morning, the coal-black male seems to emit lustrous navy blue rays. Its pride, above all, is its tail feathers. This black and white plumage may extend 50 centimeters in length. The red wattles around its eyes appear even brighter during the bird's mating period. The perfect blend of ebony, pure white, and bright red endows the male Mikado pheasant with an uncommon elegance. In contrast, the female of the species is more rustic in nature. Clad in brown and streaked with dark brown and light yellow, a stationary female could be mistaken as a cluster of dried leaves from a distance. This unadorned appearance proves to be the bird's best protection against predators. Broken ridges and steep cliffs pose a major challenge to Taiwan's mountaineers who are bold enough to challenge the island's lofty peaks. However, this rugged environment is a perfect habitat for the Mikado pheasant. Despite its poor ability to fly, the Mikado pheasant is able to move around on cliffs at ease thanks to its strong claws. Traces of the bird can be found from the mixed forests at heights of about 2,000 meters all the way to alpine grassland some 3,800 meters high. The Mikado pheasant's numbers are quite limited. Luckily, its preference for seclusion in the high mountains makes it less vulnerable to the threats brought on by man and faced by many other animals in lower altitude habitats. The forest seems to be the busiest at daybreak. Like most other mountain birds, the Mikado pheasant is the most active early in the morning and at dusk. However, unlike other species, this bird prefers to move around amidst foggy or drizzly conditions. The Mikado pheasant mainly feeds on young leaves, flowers, seeds, fruits, and a scattering of insects. In addition, the bird often swallows bits of gravel shoveled from the ground to help grind its food. The Mikado pheasant is a highly alert bird. Upon the slightest sign of danger, the bird halts all movement and raises its head to assess the situation. Carnivorous animals like weasels are the Mikado pheasant's most formidable natural enemy. Some species of crow will also scare the Mikado pheasant into flight instantly. The Mikado pheasant is primarily a loner. Sometimes, however, two half-grown birds can be seen moving around together. Encounters take on a different look when a half-grown Mikado pheasant meets a grown bird. The grown bird, distinguished by its longer tail feathers, seems to be chasing the half-grown bird from behind. In fact, the grown bird is merely making a gesture rather than trying to drive its junior away. Within moments, they have become friendly towards each other and venture off to look for food together. The coming of spring is a joyful event. The ice and snow which have accumulated during the winter melt, and the dormant world begins to awaken. At this time, the Mikado pheasant begins its annual ritual of breeding. The species has mating periods in spring and autumn, but the former appears to be more productive. While a few of the birds may seek multiple partners, the majority of the species is monogamous. The male plays the role of both suitor and escort. While the female oftentimes ignores the male, the latter trails behind closely anyway, raising its head on guard from time to time. With a loyal escort around at all times, the female is able to enjoy all the blessings of spring without a worry on her mind. Not only must the male remain alert at all times, it must also behave like a gentleman. Courtesy is required when food becomes available. The male seems so acquiescent in front of the female. It almost seems out of character that he is so insistent that his mate remains totally faithful. When two males happen to woo the same female, a fierce fight is inevitable. While the boys are fighting to decide who wins the prize, the female remains aloof, viewing the scene dispassionately. It seems that a duel has always been the best way to solve problems of this sort. Ill feelings towards each other dissipate after the conclusion of the duel. These confrontations help to establish each bird's respective territory and status, and to prevent similar scenarios from taking place again thereafter. To date, how the Mikado pheasant mates in the wild remains unclear. With the aid of a transmitter, researchers spotted a Mikado pheasant nest in May 1992. But when a team of photographers arrived later, the 3 eggs in the nest had somehow already been destroyed by the predator. A major discovery ended in disappointment. Another month passed. On a cloudy morning at the end of June, a group of Mikado pheasant fledglings, led by their mother, appeared. These fist-sized fledglings were flying and jumping about. The agile creatures had streaks of yellow and black along their heads. Within but a moment, the highly alert mother took note of the camera 50 meters away and led her 3 fledglings away from the scene immediately. Not until late July, when her youngsters had reached a considerable size, did the mother dare to begin taking them strolling about.